Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices and the Elliott Wave count for the DAX on the daily chart here. We're looking at intermediate wave 3 here with an A and a B and a C and a D and an E wave here for wave 4, and from wave D to wave 4 to wave D to E here we're looking for 3 waves. Let's go in and have a look at that on the intraday 4-hour chart here. So we've got wave D here, we've got this as the A wave here, the B wave here, and then we're looking at this as wave 1 and 2 in here, wave 3 here, wave 4 and wave 5 to move down. So I guess it's possible to have wave 5 sitting here. I'm just a little bit unsure about that, so we're just going to need a little bit of strategy here. I'm just going to save this page here and go on to the intraday. But before I do that, we know that the trading levels can be helpful, and we know that the market currently is below group 1 here. So we've got 12,000, then we've got 100, 200 and 300. If this market finds support on top of 300, piercing it to like 12,303 is not support. I mean, tested support needs to climb above there and sit there, and then we would take the first high above the level, above the last high to go long. So it's quite possible that this is not finished here just yet. So let's just go in and have a closer look from wave 4 here to wave 5 here. I think we can go to the hourly chart for that. Okay, so this is where we are here. So yeah, look, wave 4 to here, and then wave 1 and 2 here. I'm just going to remove these here and start cleaning this up a little bit. Wave 3 has moved down nice and strong, and then I was looking for wave 4 to pull back to the 38.2% retracement level. So let's just have a look at where that is, just roughly in there, the low of wave 3 there. And the 38.2% really comes through in over here. So it's kind of trading above that at the moment. So I'm sort of scratching my head here a little bit. If I just remove this and clean this up a little bit here, and I'll just clean this up here. Just want to have a quick look at the cash too, just while I'm here. Let's just see if how that's looking at this current low here while I'm cleaning this up here. This is a bit the same for the other markets as well here for this. So it's kind of interesting because on the cash market, this move from the high here down to here doesn't make a new low here. It comes a bit closer, but it does finish off in 5 waves. So this is the problem that I've got here. I suppose we could go like these are the scenarios where we could put wave 3, 4 and 5 here, but it doesn't make that a nice 5-wave structure to be there, and that wave 4 would be on top of here then. That doesn't look quite right there, so we need to just stay with this here for a moment. So this move up through here, in this case it looks like an A and a B and a C here, so that's fine. That would make wave C over there, and then we can expect this to come back up into this space here and then fold from there. Okay, so that moving up into here and then folding down into here, completing that structure. So that's probably the logical thing to look at here. The second one, of course, is looking at the cash market, because it does count quite nicely as 5 waves down here. So we can have it as a truncated 5th wave here. So it's quite possible that if I copy that, to have that here, okay, and actually finished here. With this wave 4 sitting, well, the high would have to be, I mean, it's just completely different. Let me grab it for you and show you. So that's it here. So in this case, we've got a nice A, B, and C here, because here we've got wave 1 and 2 here, nice third wave here, and then an A and a B and a C for wave 4 here, and then we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So it counts quite nicely as 5 waves down. It doesn't make a new low below here though, but it doesn't really have to, as long as it gives us 5 waves here. So that would be a truncated 5th wave here, which is quite common in intraday moves. But very uncommon in intermediate to primary degree structures, very rare. So yeah, so I'm not quite sure. So we need strategy here. So my strategy would be that from 12,000 we've got 100, 200 and 300 here. So that's group 1 here. If that becomes the support, then we can trade long from that point and we can call the low in. But otherwise, we just need to be a little bit careful. We don't want to fight this trend here too much. So we want really good, a really good, support. So if, let's just say, if this market came up to the 12,300 area here, it's got these previous lows here. So it's highly likely that it's going to react from here in some way or another, isn't it? So what we're actually looking for is the first high above the level. Now it may be this one or it may be another one, but we want it to be quite clear, and then we can grab this and put it here, and then we can go long from there. So that will be the long trade. So the long trade will be support on 12,300, not just popping its head up and then falling back. The breakout's important because it's part of the process, but in this case, we're looking for the retest there, and if that moves, then we can move up through like that. So if you're short here, if you've been short here, I can't remember what I've said and everybody's doing different things, of course, but we either want to you want to be moving out now, or you can just keep the stop, wait for the first high to come in and then put the stop above that there. Now the AEX is going to be much the same as well, so let's have a look at that, which is here. So once again, we've got from the top here, we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then down 5. So I was looking for wave 4 again, and well, this move down here, that can be counted, probably got its own, yeah, it could be counted as 5, and it makes a new low here. So we could call this low in here for this. That would be okay, but I can just sort of see this as a B wave here as well. But look, let's not go long here until we've got the DAX in play here for this, okay? Actually, that's wave C of 2 here. So let's just see what we get from this point here. Where are we here? 550. I mean, we can expect a bounce off this number. I mean, it's a big one, and let's just see the bounce. Let's see if we get 5 waves up and then 3 waves back, and then we can go long from that point. But I would also, if you're short here, then I'd certainly be bringing that down to, it's not much further down, is it? I mean, what you could also do here as well. Let me just have a look at the cash market for this too. Let's see if we can, sometimes we can glean little answers for things. So why that's finding that, we can grab that there, grab that there. That's the 61.8% mark here. Yeah, that finishes in 5 waves quite nicely down here. So we could call that low in here, and this move up here as an, yeah, let's bring that stop down further here now. Let's bring it above here if you are short. Okay, I just want to save that. I'll just have a look at the tick chart here, see if we can glean any information that could be helpful. Not a lot on 100 ticks. Let's just go down to 20 ticks here. You could probably go long on the 55 here. So if we use this 55 here, this little move down through here is in 3 waves, so we could look at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, so it will move up to here. And once you've got your first high above the level and then the market comes back down, use that high here as an entry point. You may be able to get another one here. So yeah, you can go longer. You can go long here, but you'll need to leave the stop under this low here to be safe, because even if we were looking for 5 waves up here, it can be an A and a B and a C. It should be safe under this one, under here. So 551, just, yeah, or 550. Let's wait for the pullback. And the FTSE will be same as well. Got the same issue here as well. So I know that I can count this differently here as well. But it doesn't matter. We've been stopped out of our short trade here, so that's cool. And let's just move these out of the way here now. That's fine. This can still be an A and a B and a C wave moving up to here and failing from here and moving down. I don't know, but we can start to look to go long on this level here. And from that high to that low here, the 50-60% retracement levels back here. This has really been a key here for us to be long and short above this particular number here. I don't need to go back over too much of it, but as you can see here, it's a real balance point within all of this. So this doesn't finish off very well here either. So I could count this differently here. I could count this like this here. 3, 4, and 5 here for the third wave, making this one here and a fourth wave here. But the fourth wave makes it a bit short here. But what it does do is it does finish it off here, and that would just be the fifth wave straight down to this point here. So I don't know if that's the case, because the fourth wave is, this fourth wave here is smaller in size than this fourth wave, which doesn't really bode well. But I know that things can get skewed across important large numbers, and this here is an important large number. So we won't really know if the whole change in trend has occurred, but yeah, let me just put this on the tick chart here. Let's just check this out here. Well, that certainly looks like it's got 5 waves up to this point here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 in here. So it really helps that 3, 4 and 5 here with an A wave here. This has got 3 waves in here. So you can go long here if you wanted to. So you could go long. You can just go long here now and leave the stop under there if you wanted to. I don't know how far you'd get, but that there being in 3 waves is corrective, so it should take out that high here. So we will be going higher based on that present count here. I'll just put that as an A wave here, and this B wave could come back here further as well here. So that's the trap. So this can be an A wave here, but the thing about this though is that it won't pull back to the 50-60% mark here, because if that's in 3 waves here, then this would be a flat correction. So a flat correction basically stays within its space here. So it would stay above this 75550 area here. If it was 5 waves down here, then it could come deeper into this space. But if you keep the stop out of the way here, you should be right at that point. So I don't think that's wave A here as such. I'm just going to move that out of the way. Yeah, the other count would have this here, of course. Anyway, I won't spend too much time on that. I really want to get some more information. I can see that the European markets are going to head higher, but I don't know if it's the start of the next trend just yet, but we will next time. And the Italian market. So I'll just go to the 4-hour chart here for a second just to get the bigger picture here. So we were looking at this, and triangles only happened in fourth waves and wave Bs. So in this case here, we should be pretty well right for this bounce here. So we can buy on this number here. It's a fair bit of risk in this, but the correction so far is looking quite good and should be in line with the rest of the European markets as wave 1 here, 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and we're looking for this to finish off down here. So we can be very close to this being completed here now on the hourly chart here, coming from wave 4 here, coming down. We were looking at this at being wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then we were looking for the 5th wave down through here, and we were looking for it to touch on to the 20,000 area here. I still think there's another wave to come down here, so I'm just going to move this over here, this here, because I think from wave 4 here would have wave 1 here and across for wave 2, and this would be wave 3 and this would be wave 4. So I still think we've got one more move to come down into this space here. So it should be pulled down into this unless buyers are starting to come in through here. It doesn't have to touch this level, but we can always expect group 1 here, which is 10, 20 and 30, 1, 2 and 3 here, in this case 100, 200, 300, which is group 1, and we can expect the market to start bouncing from that particular point there. Let me just have a look on the cash market here as well, and also while I'm doing that, we'll have a look at the tick market here as well here. Yeah, I think there's one more to come down here. We can have one more push up, an A and a B, and if we count that as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here, we could just make one more high above here and then come down. But if you're short, I would take profits from here. I mean, from the top, 1, 2, I mean, we have to call that the top, so it's wave 1 here, an A wave here. I don't know if all that's the B and the C over here, but that looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think, yeah, 1 and 2, well, 2 to here, all of 3. I think we've still got one more to come down. But look, the easy thing here is we won't go long unless we get this as the support. That's the closest, largest number, 20,500. We want that as support to go long. Okay, so coming back to the hourly chart here, we're just going to use that there. So we're not going long yet, but if we get a nice support on that 500, then we'll look to go short, but long, but otherwise just stay short for the time being. So we're getting there. It's been a bit of a journey, but we've had quite a nice trend within all of this. So yeah, let's see how we go. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Cheers.